I'm gonna like twist this in now to one of our pre-submitted questions, which came from Jared Bradley, and of course I've mentioned I'm joined by the OGs. Jared Bradley asks, how did the podcast start, and who were the original team? What were those early days like trying to get engagement? And of course, I am essentially joined by the original team. I only joined for like the second episode of Grid Talk as it was, but before that. It wasn't just grid talk, was it, George?
It goes back further than that, yeah. In my final year of uni, I started doing a radio show on the university radio station. And partway through that, when the F1 season started in 2019, I had the idea to do an F1 podcast because there was nothing going on at the weekends at all at the uni at that point. So basically the whole day to do, didn't matter what time of the day it was on, we had some sort of studio to do it in. So first one of those was the GHF1 podcast was Australia 2019. I'm sure it was me, Owain. Louis, were you there for that one too? I'm sure Jack was there, yeah. So
Yep.
and then we kind of rotated it around through like half the season. Um and then I don't even know how, you'd have to ask Jared himself actually, who used to help run Grid Talk back in the day. But somehow he got into the same journalist group that I was in for writing about Formula One for a website I used to write for at the time, and he had the idea to start a podcast, and he asked who should host it, and everybody said me because I was the only one with an F1 podcast at that point. So yeah, got together with a few people like that, a few people from that journalist group. That's how Mikhail, who's the only person who was on that first podcast who isn't on this podcast, that's how he got involved in it. And yeah, we started doing it for Belgian Grand Prix preview, 2019. It was a complete disaster because my internet was so embarrassingly slow. We couldn't record properly on Zoom because of it. I remember as soon as we hit record, it was just like, oh, I heard. I think it was Wayne just going, oh, he's gone now. He's gone. He's frozen. And I'm like, have I? Oh, what's going on? And then it just cut out. Um, See, and then we just kept going with it. We just kept going with it that whole time, and the rest to say is history. It's been over 5 years now. And trying to get engagement in those days, I mean, I didn't really handle it personally, to be honest, but an idea that I kind of stole from Monkey Seat was if you leave a 5-star review, you get a shout out at the start of the show. And that helped people review it. And I think it kind of helped it grow from there. And yeah, before too long, it had thousands of people listening, which was epic. And it's still going, obviously, so doing pretty well.